Today is August 2nd, 2025. Yesterday, I went out to eat with my son Danny and his wife. Okay, we were there early, got a booth. Now, two African American men come in, and one has a gold chain on him. Okay, he sits behind me, talking. And Danny and Jen come in, and you could hear him talk softly behind us. He said, I thought she was sitting around threatening everyone. And they're having dinner with her. And she seems really nice. They said she's nice. She didn't threaten anyone. And her family didn't know anything about this. They debunked that lie a long time ago. I didn't threaten anybody. They said her new husband was a tank driver in a war on the border. A lot of the people don't want to say anything because he's a war vet. What would you say to me? See, that's where these things are, and you want to swear because these people are so stupid. What would you say to me? Drugged up rape victim. Some drug dealers are running scams on. You look like retards. You're making fun of a drugged up rape victim some drug dealers ran some scams on. Supposed to be some attorney's office messed up in this. And Officer Mark in the North Canton Jackson police also consider them cartel. Dave hired some guy named Pete on his own. It's supposed to be Bill from the Freemasons with him. They ran a drug scam on me. How would you like to move into a new home and on the 6th day up there, you're still sleeping on an air mattress? Somebody kicks your door into the wall because you're still getting stuff out of storage units. Or a unit and out of your other son's house where you stored it because you're going to be moving. Didn't know what day you'd be moving because it kept changing the dates of the closing of the houses. See, that's where, what would you say to me about perverts setting up button cameras? You didn't have permission from the chief of police. It's a federal crime. Setting up button cameras, cyber stalking somebody. Felony invasion of privacy. The law is if attorney sets up button cameras in your home, they lose their license and are to be criminally charged. Same if where they claim they had a doctor friend pull my medical records. Do you know that's a federal crime? He gets disbarred, criminally charged, stealing documents. Doctor loses her medical license forever, criminally charged. It's a 10-year sentence. See, in January 19, they said they had fake paperwork to make it look official. The guy wrote it up, didn't like her. It's not true about her. Get rid of him. Where I heard the Tuscarora sheriff's talking to somebody, they think they stole somebody else's medical records and put my name on it. There's a good chance they're just made up. Do you understand? Where these people impersonated a retired Judge Pete from the Ravenna courthouse. Friends with Ludic let him get away with crime, looked like a deranged Santa Claus. 3,000 people seen him at Faith Family Church. With the men that said they worked for Judge Peters and they were from Florida. The ones that were impersonating fake FBI agents that were torturing me. And fake Portage County sheriffs and they were drug dealers from Florida. The ones that were breaking, they were doing it to me before. And they had mind-controlling drugs where they roofie people and tell them to say or do something. There's over 20 prescription drugs in high doses will make you sleepwalk. Without the legal ones like LSD. Ketamine. A bunch of others. They found a concoction of several drugs, high doses of Valium mixed with other ones to make you sleepwalk. See, that's where people keep saying they were drugging her up up there. You don't realize how bad they were drugging her. These are vile, evil criminals. See, that's where they told the Tuscarora sheriffs that they're using some doctor that's not one of mine. That's a HIPAA violation. That's 10 years. They don't have a right to even say a word about you. They're not your doctor. You didn't sign consent. It's illegal for a doctor to talk about you. That's another 10 years. See what I mean? People even said, we wonder if it's even a doctor with what's going on. I wonder. It's supposed to be some attorney's office running drug scams on people with a cartel. Now, in 2019, there was an African-American guy showed up, wore big gold necklaces. They called him Terrence. He was threatening people to be quiet. Okay? Him and his group. Okay? January 25th, 2019, Legally Bugged House. See, this is where people make me fucking mad. There's a real FBI case, real police surveillance. An officer has to document everything every day for the FBI case. Okay? January 25th, 2019 should be that day. I told you. 6 to 10 at night, I'm crying in my room. They show up. There is a discussion how the police always knew she's innocent before, and they were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing this guy out from a team, offered to pay a fine or bail, and they said the police always knew she was innocent before, and they never want to arrest her. They knew somebody else did something wrong before. They always knew it was framed. Okay? And stalking tapes. All right. And they try to frame that agent for trying to extort money out of the recruiter, which you need to find out from that case is if that attorney's office did not impersonate an agent and steal money from that recruiter. Okay. Then a guy shows up, hears scuffling, mom crying in my room. It's echoing through the house. That some guy said he bought me for 25 grand. And now, I'm not one bit racist at all. My brother Pete's family is African-American, Caucasian, and Filipino. Okay? Beautiful, exotic people. I don't care what your pigmentation of your skin is. It's wrong to buy someone. Okay? He said, I bought her for 25 grand. Dave said, well, she'd be scared to go with you because you're African-American. Like I said, I don't care what kind of pigmentation of your skin is. It don't mean anything. You buy somebody, it's wrong. I wouldn't go with anybody. I'm laying in bed with a gun next to me. Thought I ain't going with nobody. He said, I paid good money for her scuffling. You can't have her yet. We're not done with her. But I paid good money. You'll have to wait. And they argue with him, and they make him leave. Then they started talking about some guy named Harry, that I was one of Harry's girls. In the summer, I moved to Louisville in April of 2019. By midsummer, there was a lady officer, dark hair, looked over at me in front of people and said, that's one of Harry's girls. Well, that's what the human traffickers call me. Okay? That's not funny. January 20th, 23, I met with my friend Maddie in Worcester. We sit down. All these men come in, sit around. They're not my usual. Okay? He said, I have a friend on the police department. Knew about the case that agent opened with you. I thought you brought your police department? No, he brought the U.S. Marshals. Okay? There's a guy over in a corner bar said, she's sitting over there with him. And I'm over here. Matt's like, who is that? I said, I don't know. And he kept saying it. He kept saying, who is that? I said, I don't know. I wanted to say he's riffraff. Leave him alone. Okay? But I didn't. And an older couple come in and they keep saying, she's sitting over there with him and I'm over here. Can you believe it? Matt's like, who is that? And I'm like, I don't know. He said, and they go to walk out. We're going to tell Harry she's sitting with another man. I thought, who the hell is Harry? The marshals witnessed it. Okay, we went through different things of the case. He drills me till I'm stuttering in front of him. I walk outside, they yell out where the U.S. Marshals were going to be taking care of him. That agent left her there. Can you imagine he left her there? Then he lied to the U.S. Marshals that he left me there because of where they photoshopped the word with yourself. Where they, investigators even pulled the video of me taking my dogs in the house. Like they said, we forgot how big Karen was when the case first started. I was really heavy. And we did a body ratio of the person doing the word with herself. It wasn't even her. Where they laughed over the years, they photoshopped me washing in the shower and put that in the other room. That's why nobody knew about it. These people framed Danny and Jen that they were supposed to report it. And when they got confronted, they knew nothing, nor would they be part of it. Okay? Where they laughed at me in stores how they photoshopped it. Here they put my head on somebody else's body. Okay? Well, you got to think, when the case first started, I was 51. I'm 58 now. Okay? If I was acting like I was showering and washing myself in another room, somebody would have called 911. See, that's where in December of 23 out in Alliance, people said, you do realize if she acted like that at her age, they would have called 911. It would have been a medical episode. They would have been having a seizure, took wrong kind of medication or something, digested a poison. They wouldn't have been in their right mind. It would have been a 911 call. Nobody knew anything because it was photoshopped. It was a bitch move. And the U.S. Marshal said that agent left her there because of that. That's what he told us. Who would care who she was? And it was probably them and not her. It was them and not me. And they made a fool out of him June 7th, 23 for falling for him. Lighthouse Tabernacle and the drug cartel. Like the Stark County Sheriff's in uniform, we all know they made fun of Agent John for falling for all this. Drug confessions, photoshopping, and washing. Done in stocking tapes by drug dealers. Police said he never fell for it. All right. And that they'd be taking care of him. 3 weeks later, they did a 800 people arrest. Where Maddie said the police are going to use the case that agent opened with you to get these drug dealers that are human trafficking people. They were caught under police surveillance with a court order. That's what that agent wanted, where those people said, we'll destroy your reputation so you can't testify in court against us. They never wanted my testimony. You know what that agent wanted? The court order. Like they said, the way the agent opened that case, it's a protected home custody case with threat and attempt of life for an FBI informant with statements and a court order for police surveillance. These drug dealers hurting me, laughing in my face who they work for, what crimes they were doing, like they were unstoppable. Then they played a game of different cartels paying for the harassment. They got surveillance on all those cartels that were dumb enough to show up. They got enough evidence, followed them back, then I blew the hell out of them. They saved hundreds of people and thousands of drug dealers went to jail. Karen around the house, Karen's will, like they set up in Akron, still open. It's part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. We're part of the mega case. All caught under police surveillance. See, everybody keeps forgetting there's a real FBI case. Where last week, They showed up at where that guy and the motorcycle. I had a motorcycle guy follow me with a helmet on. A lot in 18 and 19. A lot. Still shows up. Was outside Bob Evans. I know she don't know who I am. That way I can follow around. He said, I forgot how, big Karen was when the case started. I did a body ratio of The Weird with Herself. It wasn't even her body. They photoshopped it. Well, they said they photoshopped it. They still said they photoshopped all their lies in 18. Drugged me and told me to say stuff before. We had bruises, throwing up, and infected. It was us. Da 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 da. 18 and 19. 20, 21. Confessed they drugged me and told me to say it, framed me. Laughing in my face how they did it. Okay. Now, we're going to go back to the Louisville officers. May 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning. My car's legally bugged. By the police and the FBI. I heard talking outside my bedroom window because my window was right above the parking lot. Look out, there's 2 Louisville police cruisers. Okay? And they're saying, we only pretend to protect her. She told on the Portage County Sheriff, so we tell everybody not to care about her. We only pretend we care. Well, then they should give back their pretend paychecks. That is obstruction to justice. Tampering with witnesses and evidence and aiding and abetting crimes. That is highly illegal. Then we're going to start talking about telling on people. If an officer is harming somebody, are you to tell on them? Absolutely. They are not above the law. There's nothing worse than a dirty officer because then they put every officer at risk and the public. You tell on them. You know why? Because there's a good chance somebody impersonating an officer. And you definitely want them stopped because they're getting away with crimes, harming somebody, and they're not even an officer. You tell on them because that's how they get stopped, regardless. Where they showed up at Faith Family Church and impersonated retired Judge P, friends with Ludick, letting him get away with crimes, like that guy in the motorcycle. They told him that. They said the investigators about died when they found out that she didn't know who that guy Pete was. And she's never met him and thought it was that guy at Faith Family Church. And as if Ludick had let him get away with crimes. He said, but there was a guy that looked like a deranged Santa Claus with people from Florida. Was saying that. Oh, and they said they worked for Judge Peters from Florida. Michelle was with them, that guy. They also were impersonating FBI agents that tortured me, and Portage County Sheriff's helping them. And it was a drug cartel from Florida. Okay, going back to what the Louisville police said. There's a lady with them. She said she was setting up Dixie and Melissa to go to jail. Get them put their name on it, and she was going to arrest them and make sure I wasn't there to help them find a law to stop her. I turned her into the Department of Justice. Entrapment is a federal crime. When law enforcement tricks you into doing a crime you wouldn't do on your own. Telling them that they can extort money from the government, the attempt is 20 years. It's like leave the dumb people alone. I turned her into the sheriffs and the FBI. Okay, 2. They have her under police surveillance. Okay? She said the investigators said they found the case. That her ex-husband hired 2 men on their own. One said he was an attorney, so it made it legal. No, it don't. Absolutely no, it don't. What were they thinking? They thought they had the cartel on a platter with a quarter. That's what that agent wanted, was that quarter. Like they said, the way he set it up, they don't even need her. They have legal police surveillance with a court order to be around me. And those idiots confessing their crimes and who they work for. And they just had to follow them back. Saved hundreds of people. Thousands of drug dealers went to jail for helping out in this. Got bad guys on a platter. Like they said, it can't even be disputed. The sheriffs and the FBI have been taping this with a court order. That agent fooled them all. Okay? They said, then going back to the Louisville police, they said the investigators found the tape of the cartel on May 26, 25, in Walmart 62, saying this whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. Okay? Didn't think about this being a scam. And that dirty doctor's not one of hers, works for them, and they lied. They're threatening war. And the male officer gets out and said, well, she mentioned a bill from the Freemasons. I didn't believe her, so I didn't look into it. There is badgering laws and obstruction to justice. I dated a police officer. He said if you make a report to the police, they have to look into it. It is illegal for them to say they don't believe you or call you a liar. They are to go out and get the evidence. Okay? So he broke the law. He said, she said that girl Lori in town knew of who Henry Maffei was, and the Florida drug cartel was here in the bars. Everybody knew that. Children were calling them reprobate bastards. 19. The people that work for the king from Texas, was there people in town were talking about them? Everybody knew Judge Peters' group from Florida. Everybody knew they were there. You didn't know the cartel was in your town? Where Lori told me how her one family member was taken and they laughed in her face how they cut her up in pieces. And I said, well, did you know about the guy in the white van? How'd you know about the guy in the white van? I'm like, oh my God. I didn't have the heart to tell her. I said, did you see the men in the big trucks that said they were from Florida? She said, yeah, they were in the bars. Me and my boyfriend seen them. I said, they said they were drug traders. They did. Did you know of Henry Maffei? Sounds about right. He was with him. Showed him the picture from Facebook. That's not him, but he is with him. Went through some other stuff. And she kept trying to get me to tell her how I knew about the white van. I didn't have the heart to tell her. And I was afraid if I told her, she'd go in and do something in the bar and they'd kill her. That she was drinking with her family members' killers. That's how sick that was. And that officer said, she said that Lori knew who Henry Maffei was and the Florida drug cartel was here. How dumb do I look not looking into this? I thought, stupid. Walk away and shut up at this point. Oh, little kids the next day in Bob Evans and other places. We all heard those dirty police officers say that they wouldn't protect her because she told on the Portage County sheriffs. And they didn't look into anything. Oh, investigators showed up in Alliance. We all heard that dirty police station. And where they said that she told on the Portage County sheriffs for being in that hospital. Oh, that wasn't, I didn't say they were Portage County sheriffs. Those people flashed FBI badges. And they were the drug cartel. Michelle's mother, the lady claiming to be Michelle's mother was there. And they were flashing badges telling people they were FBI. And like they said, she was trying to report people pulling a scam here and for them to get surveillance of them. They were to pull that surveillance and get the people pulling a scam. Exactly. See, that's where behind every crazy story, there's a con man pulling a con on somebody. Get it? Because there's somebody psychotic trying to pull something on somebody. Now, that lady officer, where she said that she was going to try to trick Dixie and Melissa, put their name on it, she was going to arrest them. She even said, I thought she was stupid, that she didn't know surveillance laws, and I was going to trick her out of all kinds of money. Police officers don't trick people out of money. You get that, right? That is called extortion. You know, when that officer said, how dumb was I not looking into all this? I thought about as dumb as you confessing to all these crimes around a legally bugged car for the FBI and the sheriffs to get you. And the U.S. Marshals, that's how dumb you were. And these people sold the log. Now, I couldn't make out that lady in the dark. Is that the same lady in 19 under police surveillance called me one of Harry's girls? That's what the human traffickers called. Even the investigators, we all know they said they sold her to some guy named Harry. See, it's not funny that lady officer referred me to as one of hers. And if that's her, she's been working with the cartel. And I need Officer John or Officer Mark to check into that, one of the sheriffs. And you already have her under police surveillance saying she thought I was dumb and she thought she was going to extort money out of me. See, that's where these people, they have even threatened to take my husband's farm. You won't take it. You won't touch it. You won't touch anything. Where his oldest son, Rick, thought he would put him in a car and take him out to Youngstown, make him sign everything over to him. Try to pull that crap with his last wife dying. He wouldn't have had any money to support her or pay for his rent. He told his attorney how afraid he was of Rick, his own son. He was trying to take every dime he had. Then his stepkid, that bub, and his girlfriend, where his second wife gave him all her kids all his money, had him write up in his will that he'd get half of everything. Oh, he got wrote out a long time ago. I made sure of that one. Because I had a talk with his attorney, and we had a talk with him. He's nothing but an alcoholic and a drug addict. Said, why would you want to leave him money? For him to go out and do drugs and alcohol. And he'll probably just end up killing himself. And the way he's drinking, because those big 40-ounce cans of beer, he drinks 6 to 12 a day. He already has heart trouble from it, and his liver was going bad. She's like, Carl, you'll probably outlive him. And he's not even your kid. He's only a stepson. That'd be like saying my son Danny should get something. He don't deserve anything from Carl. He was his second wife's kid. But she already robbed him blind, and then her children came over and bullied him out of thousands and thousands of dollars. They need to be arrested for that. Then them threatening they're going to take care of me and that I'm evil. I'm not evil, but they will leave him alone. And then these people saying that they're going to take Carl's farm, you won't touch it. Neither will his kids or his stepkids. It was his father's. And he told me that place is his happy place. He grew up on that farm. He said it makes me happy every day to walk on it and go down and look at it. No one will take that man's land from him. I said, Carl, if you weren't attached to it, I'd have you sell it. And that nobody gets anything. See, that's what his attorney's advice was. When you die, put it up that it pays off all your final expenses. And then it be sold. And if they want it, they can buy it. They can pay off the other biological children. They want it that bad, they can pay for it. But nobody gets it. It gets sold and after his final expenses are paid. the money distributed among his biological children. He wrote his one daughter out because she stole all kinds of stuff off his farm. And his son Rick and his daughter Audrey will get it, the money. And then these people run around threatening him. It's like, yesterday I was so mad. It's like, don't make me have him put my name on it, that no one can touch it. Because you want to go through me, you don't realize what you're dealing. I may not be nothing, but my name stops you from touching anything that it says. Do you understand? My name, if my name goes on things, it stops you from touching anything that it says. And you will not touch anything that it says. It will be his till he dies. Unless he chooses differently. No one is going to treat him bad, bully him, or steal from him. And where they're all fighting over that land, like his attorney said, if they're all going to fight over it, you're not even gone. And they think they can steal it from you? Leave it to no one. It goes for his final expenses, and then the proceeds get divided among the children, his biological children, not stepchildren. No stepchild gets a thing. Not one. Their mom gave them over 50 grand. He got a big settlement. He got oil wells near his home, and because they drilled through his land, got a big settlement. She gave each one her kids, his stepkids, not his biological kids, got nothing. Gave him 50 grand. They came and bullied at least another 25 out of them. Screaming, my daddy, and they're my age. They act like morons. Is that all you're going to give me? And then scream at him till he cries. The harassment and bullyingness of Carl, he is not a free ATM, and he has very little left. They already stole it all. That Bob hadn't been even over our apartment since October of 24. After Father's Day, they had us meet him at Bob Evans. You know what his Father's Day gift was? Him to tell him that his other stepchild needs money. He said, I don't have it to give him. Too bad, she's family, you'll give it to her. He said, I don't have it. He said, too bad, you'll give it to her. No, we won't. We don't have it. And they act like they're entitled to his money and his land. Where his second wife ripped him off, I have been doing everything in my power to stop everybody from stealing from him. Do we understand? They will not steal from him at all. Neither will these people. He's told his attorney how afraid he is even of his oldest son, that even 4 or 5 years ago threatened to put him in a car, drive him out to Youngstown, make him sign everything out to him. He said, I'm afraid I won't come back. She said, then write him off. He better behave too. Extorting money out of the elderly is a federal crime. My husband's in his 70s. I'm almost 60. We're 20 years apart. And you know that Bob calling up last week? Where did you move? You didn't have my permission. He's a stepchild. We don't need his permission to move anywhere. He's like everybody else knew we moved. His biological children knew we moved. His one daughter, Audrey, lovely person. Her and her husband helped us. His biological grandchildren knew where we moved. He didn't tell the thieving stepchildren because he didn't want them showing up here. And they said, we have ways of taking care of Karen. We'll make sure she's not there. He's like, that's my wife. You only think you're married. No, we're really married. 5 months. Been together over a year. Friends for years. And he would tell everybody how his stepchildren stole all that money from him and was bullying him. And let's see, he also told him on that Rick is trying to pull a fast one and steal my farm. Even told his attorney that. See, they better behave, or the one daughter that's good to him and loves her dad, even though she has nothing and she's very poor, will be a rich woman one day. I told him that. I said they better be good. And the rest of them better be good. Or Audrey will be a rich woman. He said, actually, that would be nice. And he laughs. Because she's the only one that buys him birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, has us over, and loves her dad. Like I said, his other daughter stole all kinds of stuff off his farm. So he didn't leave her anything. His oldest son won't even help him with the farm. His grandson does. And demands it. He's not going to get it. He better watch it. Where that Bob and that his girlfriend Karen, she's 18 years older than Bob. Said that told Carl they had ways of taking care of me and da. He's like, that's my wife. You only think you're married. No, we're really married. The mayor of Carrollton married us with his attorney. And he's already told how afraid he is of these people. They will go away. That Bob threatening that he's going to show up here and shit's going to hit the fan. Well, I'll be calling 911. I already told the sheriffs and I sent that mean voicemail. They will not steal from him. He has very little. And that farm makes him happy. You know, he's a retired, where that guy sat behind me, people that were helping out, found out he's a retired vet. He's a tank driver in a war on a border. And nobody wants to help out because their husband, why would you want to help out in the first place? A drugged up rape victim that some drug dealers ran a scam on. Why would you want to make fun of me? Why would you want to help steal from a drugged up rape victim? Are you that pathetic? You know, last night we went to Outback. I wore my scrubs for work because I didn't know if I'd have time to change afterwards. They said there was people in there to make fun of my clothes when they found out I had my work clothes on. They didn't bother. Are you that pathetic and evil? You need psychiatric help. That you'd leave your home to make fun of somebody's clothes. Everybody dresses any which way they want. And how pathetic of a person and how mentally ill are you that you would leave your home to make fun of somebody's clothes? You're that pathetic. You need help. And why would you make fun of a drugged up rape victim? A human trafficking victim the human traffickers are running a scam on. Why would you make fun of me in the first place? You know, that evil webpage, that cyber stalking page of the woman too ugly for another man, and the one the world should make fun of? Like a girl said, there needs to be another page of saying the one the world should protect. Some attorney's office trying to pull a fast one. Like they said, June 28th, 25, in Circle Restaurant in Deerfield. Men were laughing. We all know that attorney's office had her drugged up and told us to say that before. They were taking payoffs from men to let her rape her under drugs. She's not a bad-looking older lady. Laughing at me how they have me drugged and framed and raped. There are dangerous, evil people in that attorney's office. I find out who you are. I will let you know. You will have news crews in your face. You won't have an attorney's license because by law you are to be disbarred. I will put you on every social media and what you did to me. And I will have a team of attorneys to sue you for how you exploited me and hurt me. Everything like they said out in Deerfield, Everything that attorney's office did was so illegal they could never say a word to her. Boy, will I say a word to you when I find out who you are. And it will be all over the news crews. News crews in your face. This isn't a threat, it's a promise. My dad taught me when I was little, don't ever threaten somebody. You're going to do something, you're going to do it. I want you to expect what you're going to get. And realize it's coming when I find out who you are. News crews in your face. Pictures of you on every social media and what you did to me. And attorneys to sue you for having me drugged for fake confessions, photoshopped and framed on your own. And I will sue you. Do you understand me?